The Tata Steel Chess India Rapid and Tata Steel Chess India Women's Rapid were inaugurated at a short evening ceremony in Kolkata, India. At its fourth edition, the iconic event with separate rapid and blitz sections and a total prize fund of $41,500 has introduced a new tournament exclusively for women this year, with an identical format and prize money. Both the open and women's sections also follow a pattern of pitting 5 top Indian players against 5 of the best players in the world. The event continues on November 28th. The event is a brainchild of Tata Steel, part of the Tata Group, the largest Indian business conglomerate with a presence in more than 150 countries. Tata Steel is well known in India for its sponsorship and support of various sports over the years. The Kolkata event takes pride in being the rapid and blitz counterpart to the annual Tata Steel Chess Masters events in Wijk aan Zee, the Netherlands, noting that the whole event was conceived initially in 2018 as an attempt to see GM Viswanathan Anand in action in any form of chess in India. Jeet Banerjee of Gamaplan, the sports event management company that conducts the event, reveals that Tata Steel has been buoyed by the consistent increase in popularity of the event in past years, one of the reasons for expanding the current event with an additional women's section. Kolkata is the most sports-frenzied city in the country, with great popularity for soccer and cricket. Tata Steel Chess India events have enjoyed great spectator support over the years as well. This time, the main events are being complemented with 3 side events in the mornings, thus making it a chess festival. Open events of rapid, blitz and women's, with a total prize fund of $2,875 approximately, organized by GM Dibyendu Baroa, a former employee of Tata Steel. The evening featured the presentation of players from both the open and women's sections, a short chat with the participants and organizers on stage, drawing of lots for the rapid event, and a ceremonial cake cutting by Anand, the brand ambassador of the event, in front of a niche chess audience of Kolkata and media. It was held at the luxurious Taj Bengal of the Indian Hotels Company, again part of the Tata Group, where all the players have been lodged for the event. Anand highlighted the importance of the event, where a separate tournament for women has been introduced by the organization for the first time at any such global event, with an identical prize fund in the year of the woman in chesses by FIDE. Another unique feature of the event is the coincidental experience versus youth thread in both sections, as pointed out by Anand and GM Vidit Santosh Gujarati. In the open section, GM Hikaru Nakamura and GM Wesley So of the US are solid favorites among the global chess stars, while GM Arjun Aragasi, GM Gukishti, and GM Nil Saran form the Young Challengers Brigade. Noting the presence of another rising young star in GM Nadirbek Abjasadarov of Uzbekistan, Anand noted the challenge posed by the youngsters, and the pattern of having the same sub-thread among the Indian participants too. Echoing the viewpoint, Vidit noted that but for the last-minute inclusion of GM SP Sethuraman, he would have been the oldest participant among the Indians in the rapid section. GM Pragnananda Ramesh Babu has been conferred with the prestigious Arjuna Award by the Government of India, annually awarded to prominent sportspersons of the country. Since the award ceremony clashes with the rapid part of the Tata Steel Chess India event, Sethuraman is his last-minute replacement. Curiously, Sethuraman's wedding has been scheduled for the 4th of December, 2022, making this event his final bachelor outing. Commenting on the circumstances, a grinning Sethu quipped, "I am hoping for a good tournament here, so that I can marry peacefully." Sisters and GMs Maria Musicik and Anna Musicik of Ukraine, GM Anna Ushanina, and GM Nana Zagnids of Georgia are the global stars for the event, joined by Indians GM Humpy Canero and GM Harika Dranavalli. A notable inclusion is of IM Aluia Kielbasa of Poland, who had a sensational performance at the Chess Olympiad in India earlier in the year. Kineru acknowledges the excitement bound to be created by the format of the event, where 5 Indian players will face 5 global stars, both in the rapid and blitz sections. She also notes the generational challenge. Within the 5 Indian players themselves, there is a young batch, quite a talented one. This is the first time I will be facing them. There is a lot of generation gap. The counterpoint to her pragmatic assessment of the event is that of 20-year-old WGM Vantika Agarwal of India, who is visibly excited to be in Kolkata. Agrawal too is a last-minute replacement for IM Bhakti Kulkarni, who too had to skip the rapid event on being conferred with the Arjuna Award. Vantika says with enthusiasm, "I am very glad that I am a part of this first women Tata Steel Rapid tournament, and looking forward to playing against the world's best players, and Indian Grandmasters Kineru Humpy and Harika Dranavalli. I am very excited." Her words aptly capture the general mood of the day. GM Maxim Vachier-Lagrov convincingly won his round of 16 match against GM Ian Nepomniachtchi, by the greatest margin yet, in Chess.com's 2022 Speed Chess Championship on Monday. After an exceptional run in the bullet portion, Vachier-Lagrov's play was electric en route to a 19.5 to 11.5 drubbing, and his form signaled that he will be a serious contender in the SCC, as well as the upcoming FIDE World Blitz Chess Championship, where he will aim to defend his title in Almaty, Kazakhstan in December. The next round of 16 match between GMs Levin Aronian and Dmitry Andrikhin will take place on November 30th. Monday's match was clearly one of the hardest to predict in the bracket, and an educative endgame win for Nepomniachtchi in the first game had his backers sitting up in their seats immediately. Having won a pawn early on against Vachier-Lagrov's King's Indian defense, Nepomniachtchi showed exemplary technique in the knight and bishop endgame and strangled the Frenchman's pieces. A Berlin draw in the second game favored Nepomniachtchi, as Vachier-Lagrov failed to cause any trouble with the white pieces. However, in Game 3, the World Blitz champion tied up the match in a messy double rook endgame. A second win for Vachier-Lagrov followed in Game 4, finishing with a stinging tactical sequence. Nepomniachtchi tried every trick in the book to tie up the match, and his ambitiousness paid off when Vachier-Lagrov made an error that saw his rook get trapped deep in enemy territory. With the scores locked at 3-3, both players looked for ways to throw their opponent off balance, and Nepomniachtchi took this to the next level in Game 7, opting for a King's Gambit. The aggressive opening was successfully countered by Vachier-Lagrov's Abasia defense, and the resulting rook endgame was won by the reigning World Blitz champion. The rook ending would not be the last that Vachier-Lagrov would win in the match. Clearly content with moving on to the 3+1 segment, the players took few risks in the final 2 games, other than Vachier-Lagrov's enthusiastic attempt to checkmate Nepomniachtchi in a seemingly balanced rook and bishop endgame. Following the draws, Vachier-Lagrov finished the 5+1 segment ahead with a score of 5-4. The 3+1 portion of the match was refreshingly decisive, with 7 out of the 9 games ending in a win for one of the combatants. Vachier-Lagrov struck first after the break, punishing Nepomniachtchi for seeing ghosts and blundering away a relatively equal position. Brilliant moves were aplenty in the 3+1 games, and Nepomniachtchi's simple, elegant rook sacrifice in Game 13 was the first of many. In the very next game, Vachier-Lagrov scored a win with black, which was certainly a contender for the best game of the match. Using his trusty Sicilian Najdorf, he turned up the heat with the ruthless 29q-d2, offering up his queen for a variety of checkmate threats. GM Fabiano Caruana, who has been actively commenting on SCC matches on Twitch, quipped, "That's so nice," in response to this stunning move. Though his barnstorming victory in the 13th game was flashy, the game that really tightened his vice on the match and allowed him to extend to a 3-point lead, was undoubtedly Game 17, having traded into a slightly worse rook and pawn endgame. Vachier-Lagrave played with clinical precision to steal the point away from Nepomniachtchi, showcasing how best to use an isolated pawn in the process. After the tough defeat, Nepomniachtchi did bounce back with a win of his only, but staring down a 2-point deficit heading into the 1+1 section, he was left with plenty of work to do. Nepomniachtchi, whose chess.com bullet rating peaked at an astronomical 3168 in 2020, is one of the best quick chess players in the world. But he simply could not keep up with a rampant Vachier-Lagrave on Monday. Consecutive wins for Vachier-Lagrave at the start of the bullet portion all but sealed the match, as the French GM stretched his lead out to 4 points, and a scrappy win for Nepomniachtchi in the third bullet game provided little solace. Vachier-Lagrave would go on to score 3.54 in the next games and turn the match into a blowout. Vachier-Lagrave, who has spent more time playing the 3-check variant of chess on chess.com than practicing his bullet, showed remarkable consistency under time pressure, and even showed off his expanding repertoire, playing the Sicilian defense, Dragon variation and the Caro-Kann defense as he closed out the match. Despite a strong performance in his round of 16 match, Vachier-Lagrave has a tough road ahead. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily chess news.